What's up, guys? We got this Nintendo Switch. Shows no signs of life when I plug it in. So we are going to remove all the screws, pull that motherboard out, and see if we can find out why. We got 4 tri-wing screws on each of these corners. We got 1 Phillips on each side of the Joy-Con rails, 1 up top, 2 on the bottom, and 1 hidden in here where the micro SD card is at. So we're going to speed it up and we'll get all those out. All the screws removed, we can now take the case apart. Start from the bottom where the charge port is at. Slowly lift it up. Don't lift it up too much or you will snap these little brackets that hold the back cover on. Just like that. Those are the little brackets I'm talking about. Super easy to break. Now that we got the switch here, we got, I believe, 7 silver screws holding this silver aluminum plate on, so we'll remove those as well. All those screws are removed. We'll remove the micro SD card reader and remove this aluminum plate and disconnect the battery. From here, I like to spin it around and just kind of look to see if we see anything abnormal. Mostly looking for water at this point. Looks beautiful, so I'm going to take it all apart now. And we got 3 screws here, a couple holding down the motherboard, and a couple ribbons and flexes here and there. And I'll speed this up. And just like that, we have the board out. Our main culprit for no power, like we are seeing, is this charging IC M92T36. So let's go ahead under the microscope and see if that's our issue. Under the scope, I am measuring these 3 capacitors to the right, and sure enough, they are all short to ground, which points directly to this M92T36, or also known as the charging IC on this Nintendo Switch. And I always ask the customer if they use a original Nintendo Switch charger if this chip goes bad, and almost always the customer says no, they do not. So I think aftermarket chargers are linked to frying this IC here. So if you use an aftermarket charger, count yourself lucky and go out and buy you an original Nintendo Switch charger. But anyways, 420 degrees Celsius at 60 airflow, we're going to heat that chip up until we can remove it off the board and then drop our new one into place with a little bit of flux. Surface tension almost does all the work for me. Just a little nudge to make sure it is perfect. And that is it. We'll use some isopropyl alcohol and just drop it right on top. Blow it away with some canned air and it will never ever look like I've ever been here. Once we are all cleaned up, I like to do a final testing on those 3 capacitors to the right just to make sure they are not shorted to ground. And then we'll go ahead and go back on the bench and put this all back together. We got that chip replaced. Looks like we've never ever been there. We're going to get it back in the case, get all the screws, and we'll plug it in and see if it turns on. We got the system all back together. And you can see we are on. We plug it in that way, we charge, flip the cord around, plug it in that way, we charge as well. This one's gonna get shipped back to the customer. If you guys have a repair like this and want me to fix it, click that link in the bio and I'll get something going for you.